No one warns you that dating after 50 starts with Googling flattering lighting for jowls. One minute you're thinking, I could fall in love again. And the next you're wondering if you accidentally posted your colonoscopy prep on your Bumble profile. In a world where your last date involved a landline and a Blockbuster video card, you've decided to try again. And good for you. Whether it's been a few years or a few decades, showing up for a first date again is no small thing. It takes guts, a sense of humor, maybe even a backup pair of readers in your glove compartment. Actually, that happened to me at 40. Neither here nor there. The point is you're not 25 anymore, and you're not pretending to have just come from surf lessons. You're a grown-ass adult with real standards. And orthopedic shoes. And honestly, thank God. Let's be real, this probably isn't just your first date. It's your first date back, most likely, after a marriage or a long relationship, or maybe after a breakup that just really knocked the wind out of you. Maybe even after losing someone. However you got here, you've made it. And yeah, it might feel awkward or overwhelming, but this isn't just about finding someone new. It's about rediscovering yourself. So today we're pulling back the curtain on what dating really looks like after 50. From that nerve-rattling, outfit overthinking first date to 1 month in when you've had a few highs and a few "what was that" moments. And finally, what it looks like a year into dating when you're confident maybe, clear, and maybe even having fun. Because yeah, it evolves. It's like comparing a $5 gas station selfie, a $50 professional headshot, and a $5,000 magazine cover with good lighting and a breeze machine and somebody yelling, "Smile with your eyes!" Same person, whole new vibe. If that sounds like something you've lived or might be living soon, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. That first date back, it's not just a date. It's a full production. You're basically starring in your own romantic thriller called Can I Still Do This? You've laid out 3 potential outfits, none of which feels right, and you're trying to remember if casual chic is still a thing. Or has that ship sailed at around the same time that your niece started narrating your weather forecast? You're actually overthinking everything. The greeting, the eye contact, whether to hug, shake hands, wave awkwardly like you're trying to land a plane. You practice saying hi in your car 7 times and still feel like a weirdo. I don't drink alcohol. You might have caught wind of that in my episode about how to date if you don't drink. But I still stock my house with the basics for when people come over. And my liquor store, they have a loyalty program. I even have the card tucked in the back of my wallet. It's right next to a Band-Aid with half a wrapper and a library card from 1972. Yeah, I know. The Band-Aid is probably dirtier than any paper cut I could imagine, but I digress. I was going to say that I have a loyalty program here, too. If you become a channel member, depending on the level, you might get a pretend cup of coffee and my undying gratitude. I'm serious, that's actually a real tier called Cup of Joe. But there are others, too. It's just a way to be a little more connected around here. The join button's right there if you want in. No, right down here to the left. Now you're in the know, so we can get back to the episode. You order something safe, not because you want it, but because you don't want anything that might involve slurping, crunching, or the risk of wearing it. You're suddenly hyper aware of how you chew and talk and blink. And for some reason, you momentarily forget how to sit in a chair like a normal person. Which I'm not doing. I'm sitting cross-legged like I always do. But underneath all that, there's excitement. Real electric possibility. It's terrifying, but it's also kind of thrilling because even though your nerves are tap dancing up your spine, a tiny voice in the back of your head whispers, "Hey, look at you, you're doing it." And that's huge. Cut to about a month later, and you've been out a few times. You've had some decent dates, one truly weird one, and maybe one that made you Google, am I being love bombed or is he really this into puzzles? You've learned a few things, like not scheduling a date on the same night you get your color touched up, because that towel crease on your forehead, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Or that meeting someone for coffee isn't a code for romance. It's a code for, I want an exit plan and a $4 investment max. You can watch the episode. There are plenty of them. But more importantly than that, you're relaxing. You're showing up as you, not some polished version that you rehearsed. You're not performing, you're connecting. You're also asking better questions. You're not looking just for chemistry. You're watching to see how people behave. Do they show up on time? Do they ask questions back? Are they nice to everybody? Are they actually listening or just waiting for their cue to talk? This is when your instincts start stretching their legs again. That inner compass you thought was broken? No, turns out it just needed a minute to reboot. Now you can tell the difference between butterflies and red flags, and you're learning to trust yourself a little bit more every time. Now here you are, a year later, and you're not just dating, you're dating with style. You've found your pace, you've got your go-to outfits, you've stopped asking for permission to be yourself, and you've started making peace with the awkwardness that just comes with the territory. Maybe you're seeing one person now, and it's feeling pretty good. Or maybe you're still dating around, but it doesn't shake you anymore. You're not on edge wondering, I wonder if they're going to like me. Instead, you're thinking, oh man, I hope I like them. Do they fit into my life? And that's a shift, a big one. You're also more open, not desperate, not jaded, just honest. You know what works for you and what absolutely doesn't. You know how to set boundaries without turning it into a TED Talk. You know how to flirt without sounding like you're trying to, land a job. You've got confidence, the kind that comes from doing the work, having those awkward conversations, and realizing, you're still pretty damn great at this. And here's the secret. You didn't get better at dating because you used the perfect opening line. You got better because you kept showing up. You grew, you adjusted, and you stayed in the game. So wherever you are, day 1, 1 month in, or a year deep, just know that every awkward game of mini golf, every overthought text, every ghosting or great night out, every letdown, every laugh, it's all part of the process. Dating after 50 isn't for the faint of heart. But you've already lived through stuff harder than a weird date. And now you've got wisdom, self-respect, and the discernment to know when someone's not a fit without needing to turn it into a dramatic goodbye speech. Growth. I hope you found this interesting or helpful. If you did, you might want to check out this episode here. And hey, before you go, please, this is my mother if you haven't met before. She's demonstrating what a great looking thumbs up looks like when you're an adult. And please, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, especially if your idea of a perfect date now includes great conversation and being home before Wheel of Fortune starts. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and until next time, have a good one.